Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much, as always, you guys, for being here. Okay, Taurus, so looking at your second week of December, you pulled Primal, Thought, and Parasite. This one was interesting. So, Primal is talking about the untamed parts of your soul that are needing expression right now. It talks about expression through dance, too. This, to me, is like the nightlife, going out and having a good time and attracting different types of attention. But there is a part of your soul that may have been stifled, and it may have felt like having to deal with, these insidious, parasitic like situations and people that have drained you, or may have caused you to suppress a more expressive side of yourself. But thought, there's almost like a warning here. Whatever action you choose to take, be mindful of the reason why you're doing this. It's almost like I'm going to go out and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. But that really isn't resolving the situation. I feel like that would be detrimental to you. But what's even worse, though, is being with people or situations that are sucking the life out of you. But this is about being mindful about how you express those untamed parts of yourself. So thought, it says thought is a powerful spiritual vibration. It can be used to generate atmospheres of healing or harmfulness, depending on the evolution of the thinker. And that's kind of, what I was talking about there, right? If you've been in a situation that has just been sucking the life out of you, the reason why you may take action to express yourself may cause you more harm than good. So, there's kind of that warning, but it's more of just being mindful of, what you allow into when you express yourself, because if you are attracting attention, right? Parasite could also be the warning here. But this one says, when the only answer to the lack of self-efficiency is to cling to another one. It says, what can't survive alone will seek company, but instead of growing together, they will wither together. It's like, I need to bring you down with me. That's what Parasite feels like. But just be mindful about the choices that you make when it comes to expressing yourself, especially a part of yourself that's been suppressed. And it's interesting, you have the Ace of Wands fall out. So there is a new beginning, a new opportunity, right? A new cycle beginning, but it's stirring up passion within you. And then the image of, somebody going out, being social, whether that's going out clubbing or going to the bar or whatever it may be, right? But attracting the kind of attention that looks to like deplete your energy, suck the life out of you, right? And then there's this like being mindful about the attention that you receive from your own like expression. Either way, if you're dealing with a person or a situation that is stifling your growth or making you suppress parts of yourself, then, there's the need to think about the action that you're going to take to remove yourself from that. But mindfulness over why you choose to act is going to be important. Your overall, the Ten of Pentacles. So long-lasting security and stability, that is the focus, right? And you have this new beginning coming up, but we're looking at the end of a cycle that's leaving you in a very secure spot. So it's really about how do we continue this kind of security, right? Because there's the legacy that happens there and what we pass down. The Ten of Pentacles being the overall is beautiful. Absolutely. That's where, we want to stay focused. How to continue long-term security and stability. And then, there's your kind of like going out and having a good time card. the Three of Cups in the past. So you may have been, in a situation with a group of people where there was some celebrating going on. This could be about your support group. But, this is the support that you are getting for your accomplishments too, right? But it's friends, it's other people, other influences. And this is really about this long-term security and stability, I think, being celebrated by people around you. The sun, beautiful. It's beautiful. The sun being in the present moment. This is new life, right? It's new energy. And looking back at Parasite, if you're shining that brightly with that much energy, yeah, of course you're going to attract people that are going to want to like siphon that from you, right? But this is good. This is really, really good. Besides clarity here, we're talking about joy and happiness too. So, no matter what's going on with the sun being there, you're fine, right? But it's interesting how you're coming into this with this kind of like celebrating something that is like creating an entirely new life for you, but we're looking at the long term here. Future conditions, the Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work, right? Putting in the work, busting your ass. You know what you're doing. You're refining your talents and your skills. Working on something where there's like a lot of attention and detail being put in. But whatever it is that you're putting your effort into, I almost feel like with the sun here, we're breathing new life into something that you have been wanting to put your focus and attention on and your effort into. And whatever it is, it's all about it creating this long-term security and stability. You may have been released from a situation in the past, and it may be opening the door for you to experience, not just this feeling good and having a good time with the Three of Cups, but you could be experiencing different people. And I almost feel like ideas are coming forward, from this that are giving you a new sense of direction in life. And you're all about it. Like, you're all about it. This is really good, Taurus. Your best path to follow, the Queen of Pentacles. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is a beautiful reading. Her being your advice. This is about, trusting yourself. Being resourceful. Knowing that you have the ability to create your own security and stability. That you don't need anybody else to do that for you. It's being realistic and dependable, but successful too. But in a way where, you're mindful and understanding of how it's affecting other people around you. I mean, this literally could be family celebrating you getting rid of something out of your life, you having a completely new life, new experience. You put in the work for it, and this is going to be a long-term thing for you. But it's all about you being confident in your ability to, take care of yourself and the people that are important to you. Like, we need Taurus to be happy, and we need Taurus to experience joy. But all of it it's perfect, right? It just keeps getting better in your environment, the Page of Pentacles. And this is what I'm talking about. I feel like connecting with certain people is going to bring the sun out for you, and it may open the door to an opportunity, some kind of communication coming through, an offer coming through, right? New job, obviously, but new information that is kind of like helping you to move into this long-term security and stability, if I could talk right. Let me slow down, because I'm going back to the Eight of Pentacles and I'm looking at you like immediately taking advantage of this opportunity, but it's something that you already knew how to do, if that makes sense. It may be like a job from the past coming back, or something in particular that, you know, you may have been putting like in the background for a while, because with the sun coming out, you know, this is huge. It's a huge light being shown on, you know, look at what you have learned and what you can create out of it that's going to benefit you. You know, and it's all about you. It's all about you depending on yourself here, not so much other people. But that may be the catalyst here. It's like, you know, this group is communicating, you know, some kind of opportunity here where you find out how to make the most of it. Your hopes and your fears, the Queen of Wands. I look at this and I think, you know, you again, this is something that you know how to do. It's not like you're having to learn something new all over again, because we would be looking at the Three of Pentacles otherwise, right? It is a new opportunity that may be coming back for you. But I'm looking at the Queen of Wands and I'm thinking about, you know, your confidence and your ability to do this. You know, and not only that, but kind of like putting yourself into like a new skin where you feel more confident in putting yourself out there. But again, when we're talking about the mindfulness as to the reason why you take action, it has to do with you being able to provide for yourself and for the people that are important to you. Like, I feel like there's a reminder there for you to go back to. And that may help like alleviate the pressure of performing, if that makes sense. But you have the ability to like do this. I almost feel like this may be like a higher position that may be being offered to some of you. You know, for others of you, if you're putting yourself out there with something that you've been working on, you know, this is you needing to find the strength within yourself to kind of like put yourself in the limelight, right? Like, here I am and here is what I have, what I've been working on. But it's all about the long term. Where is this going in the future? And is it going to create that kind of security and stability, right? But it's coming from within you and your ability to make that happen. And this is all the stuff that you're internalizing over this. Oh boy. Wow, man. It feels so like it's funny because it's not there isn't a lot of, you know, controversy going on. There isn't like, you know, the typical difficult things that we deal with that we want to talk about. This is like, you know, the situation that we go through when we're changing, you know, groups of people around us, our work situation, what we're thinking about in terms of the future, you know. And I think a lot of people don't really put a lot of importance on that because there's so many other things that we're distracted by. But things like this can be life-changing for a person. Given one opportunity, and you absolutely go for it and you put in the effort, and it creates this long-term situation. But with the tower there, right, there's this like sudden drastic shift and change. But I'm not seeing it as a bad thing because of the sun. I just think it's going to be more life-changing than you think. The Seven of Wands, right? You know, and that's kind of where I was feeling like this overcoming a struggle from the past, and there being this kind of like support for you on that. The Queen of Swords. You have all these queens going on, so there's a lot of internalization going on how you feel and what you're wanting to put forward. The Seven of Wands, right? So standing up for yourself and what you believe and not letting opposition knock you down. And there's this support that's happening. And that could come in the form of, you know, your closest friends going, come on, we're going out. We're going to go out. We're going to go hang out with, you know, other people here. We're going to go have a good time. And it's that shift in energy where you're no longer having to be defensive, that the sun kind of comes out and there's this new life that's kind of like being brought forward because of this. But with the Queen of Swords, right, you have had to defend and protect yourself so much that you're very harsh when it comes to dealing with certain people and situations. You know, this is the truth. Just wanting the truth. That's it. Don't play around with me. I don't want to hear your emotional bullshit. Just tell me what I need to know. And, you know, that's coming from the things that you've experienced. And then you have the Ace of Swords where there's this like new beginning in truth and clarity, but it's going to cause a really drastic shift in you that I don't think other people are expecting, if that makes sense. It's almost like, you know, you thought that this is how life was for me, but let me show you something else that's going to blow your fucking mind, right? Like, I'm done being played with. And I kind of get this feeling, though, too, with the Queen of Swords, that there is like, how do I want to put this? If you start to become extremely successful in what you put your time and your effort into, I don't think that there are certain people that understand that you're not going to be there to help and support them, because this is like a remembering of who was there for you. That's what I'm feeling like from that. And, you know, with the Ace of Swords here, right, again, it's just truth and clarity. It's no emotional garbage, no emotional bullshit, just seeing things clearly for what they are, but also being able to speak it and communicate it in such a way that may seem very harsh to other people. But you're not in a position where you're constantly having to defend your viewpoint anymore. Now it's the tables have turned. Now you want something to do with me. Where were you before? That's what I'm feeling like from this. It's a different type of feeling. It's almost like, you know, you thought you knew who I was. But it's like you only knew who I was through, you know, your own viewpoint and the way that you were treating me. I don't know. I hope that that makes sense to somebody. I just see you becoming extremely successful. And the advice here is to focus on you and providing for you. It's not about other people. And I think that that's where the shock is going to be coming through. But not only that, but how just different life is going to be for you altogether. Like, you may have a drastic sudden change in your living situation, the amount of money that's coming into you, where you're working, whatever it may be. It's all about success, all about you being successful. But if we're talking about you having to defend yourself, the people that have supported you before are the ones that are going to remain in your life. The ones that weren't, that want to try to come around after that, are going to be shocked to see the difference in you. Crown chakra, psychic knowing. And then confidence, you know, and kind of going back to the Queen of Wands, right? So when we're talking about this psychic knowing and having confidence in it, first of all, when we're talking about, you know, the crown chakra, this is where when you start to go into that meditative state where your mind is kind of quiet, you know, the monkey brain has stopped chattering so goddamn much. It opens the door to all of the available information within the collective consciousness. So this is like direct divine information coming through in a way that is creating this kind of psychic knowing that you can have confidence in. And that may too also be the door kind of opening to this like drastic change in your life situation. But it's all about you becoming super successful. Like, seriously. But the way that you interact with other people, I think, is going to change drastically. And there's a reason for that, right? And looking at the Seven of Wands, there's a reason why those things are changing. You and your loved ones are safe. And then step out of your comfort zone. You know, and it may require, whatever is going on here that's creating all this massive success may require you to kind of like be in the forefront, you know, putting yourself in a position where unfortunately others could judge you, right? But this is really about having confidence in yourself and your abilities and what you're bringing forward, not so much what other people are thinking about you. But you and your loved ones are safe. And step out of your comfort zone. It's almost like, you know, if we're talking about you providing for yourself and the people that are important to you, it's like, hey, they're good. Like, everything's good. But you're going to have to step out of what you have known before in order for this like drastic success to come through and just like completely shift and change everything. It's exciting. It's exciting energy. I like the way that it's coming out. But I do think that, you know, again, too, if we're talking about people being parasitic, right? Like, you know, it would make sense. You become super successful and all of a sudden people are like, hey, you know, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. Da, da, da. You know, like, no, sorry, ain't got time for that. I have to focus on me. I have to take care of me.